What is going on, YouTube? Patrick here. It is Wednesday. That means it's time for What's Sold. I got to welcome some new people to the channel. I don't know what's going on, but we have gotten a bunch of new subscribers recently, so thank you very much for subscribing. I've seen a bunch of new people watching the videos as well, so if you're not subscribed, welcome to the channel. It's just kind of incredible. I did not really expect to feel this much joy about it and feel this much gratitude, but I do, and I just wanted to express that to everybody. It was a pretty good sales week last week, you guys. Had 18 sales and $620. So, like, definitely my best week in a couple of months. I have no idea why. The week before, I listed 19 items and sold 19 things. That kind of made some sense. Last week, I listed 15 items and sold 18. So, I never know sometimes. I feel like I have this knowledge of the algorithm and I have this idea of what's going on. What I can tell you that I think I know is if you list more stuff, you get more sales. But that's about it. We'll do metrics at the end. Let's get into what's sold. Like I said, there was 18 sales last week. All right, sale number one. This is a Funko Pop. I don't normally sell these things, but I found a couple of them. They were the Archie universe from the CW, right? Riverdale. And just was like, all right, let's take a look. And so I looked them all up. I don't know, they were okay. And then this one, even in kind of bad condition, looked like it was doing pretty good. So I was like, all right, I think it was $3.99 or $4.99, something like that. I was like, let's take a chance on this. I listed it at $25 and clearly stated that box was damaged, and it sold. I am kind of shocked still. Yeah, thought it was going to be worth $25 and it sold for $25 too. So that's really nice. All right, item number two. This is a GameCube memory card. I had bought a Wii a couple weeks ago off camera, and this was in the Wii. So I was like, all right, I know these tend to sell by themselves. Put it up for $25 free shipping, and sold within a couple days. So super easy flip right there. Item number three. This was in like a bunch of stuff that was just being unused. So this was already ours. And just decided to try and sell some stuff. Hadn't really paid much attention to it because we had upgraded to some different headphones. And yeah, I was like, let's list this thing high. So I listed it, I think, for like $79.99 and for free shipping, and then got an offer a few days into it, maybe a week into it, for like $59.99. And I was like, why not? So after shipping, it's going to be like $51.40, something like that. Pretty good little flip. Pretty good, especially for zero cost. All right, item number four. This is a Natalie item, actually. I've been selling off some Natalie's old video games, right? You guys know video games are hot. They do really well. This was for Wii U. I think I said this in last week's as well, if you saw that when I first got them from her, it was kind of early spring still, or maybe even late spring, and the prices still had that winter effect going on where the video game prices were higher. And of course, now it's summer and there's lots of garage sales. The prices have come down a little bit. So not getting quite as much for Natalie as I would like, because I thought I could sell it for like $20 free shipping, and I ended up selling it for like $13.99 free shipping. So definitely a little less than I wanted. For a commission like this, what I do is the 40-40-20 rule. 40% goes to me, 40% is going to go to Natalie, and then 20% is going to go to fees, shipping, supplies, whatever. So $4 will go to me, and $4 will go to Natalie. So Natalie's going to have lots of money to spend in college. All right, item number five. This one is actually the sale of the week. This is a pretty good one, you guys. We had gone to church. Our church does two services, a 9:30 and 11 o'clock. So we went to the 9:30 service, and then Amber wanted to stay for the second service and do the children's service. And so I was like, well, I'll go out thrifting, right? So I went to Savers and I went to Goodwill. And I just happened to be like in the back of the store, and I saw a cart come out, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw Sony on a box. And I was like, let's go see what it is. And sure enough, it was this DVD VHS recorder in the box. I thought it was going to be new. It wasn't, but that's okay, right? You can see the sale price on this thing. And they wanted $9.99 for it. So I cannot believe sometimes when you get that lucky. I didn't end up selling it in the box. Like a lot of times for this type of stuff, when it's in the box like that, you can actually ship it right in that box. but the inserts that were holding the unit in the box were not, they were a little bit damaged, right? So they weren't doing a good job, and I was just like, all right, well, I can try and figure out some other way to get it in there. Finally, I gave up and just put it into one of my normal boxes that I ship these types of units in. Made it a lot easier, and I just recycled the box here. But right, so $140, you guys, that is a great flip from $10. Love finding stuff like this. All right, item number 6 is a toy. This is from the movie Avatar, the one by James Cameron. I had bought a lot of this back in the spring. There is a video out there where I find these toys, and there was the figures. There was one of the dragon things, and then there was this horse. And I paid up for a little bit, just because thinking maybe they had a little more value than they did. I got a couple other things, so definitely making money here. But you can see that it sold, I think it sold for $20 free shipping, and it cost me almost $5 to ship. It was $4.13 to ship, so it wasn't too bad. But I was into it for almost $5, right? So $5 into $15 isn't too bad, just not going to really get rich off of that kind of flip. All right, item number 7. A couple of years ago, I would have told you, stay away from these Rock Band guitars. Only get the ones where the neck comes out of it from like Guitar Hero 3 or Guitar Hero World Tour. Those are a little easier to ship. But right, everybody out here has kind of come up, including me, has figured out ways to ship these where you combine the two flat rate boxes. Link in the description below to where I can take you through how to do that. So what this is, right? It's full guitar. You play Rock Band with it, and you can't take the neck off. So it's harder to ship, but I think I was into this for $5, and it sold within just a couple days for $40. So like, you can't ignore these things anymore. Like the value of them is there, and they're super easy to test, right? That's kind of the fun of this, is like you can actually play Rock Band for a little while if you want to. But it's a little harder to ship. But hey, $5 into $40, that is reseller bread and butter right there. So, all right. Item number 8, this is from, I think it's actually from the TV show Planes, like Fire and Rescue, I think. But these little Planes toys, look for these, you guys. They're little metal toys. Some of them actually you can get them where they're even a little bit bigger. They definitely have some value. Not every one, but if you can get several of them together, then you can lot them up as well, and they'll sell just fine. I don't know, like one of these things where I don't know why these things are very popular, but they definitely sell. There's a market for them. So I think I had got this in a bag of other toys at Savers for $2.99. And you can see I sold it for, looks like $11 free shipping. So pretty good deal. Definitely pretty happy about that. All right, item number 9. Got this a few weeks ago at a garage sale. Woody from Toy Story, right? He's probably about that big, right? He's a pretty long one. He had his hat. He was in good shape. He even still talked when you pull his string. And I think I got him for like $1, something like that. I got a whole bunch of stuff at that sale for like $30, so it all kind of blends together. And then sold him for $20. I thought I was going to get $25 for him, but $1 to $20, I'm still going to be pretty happy about that. All right, item number 10. If you've watched any of my other videos, like definitely I'm a big fan of buying the Ninja blenders and then parting them out. Right, I need to put up a sign behind me that says "When in doubt, part it out," but that's in the future, I think. But right, the pitchers, the lids, the base, where like the motor, I guess, and then these blades, all of them can be sold separately because the company doesn't do a really good job of making those parts available when something breaks. So you can't just order it factory direct, right? You've got to go out and find one yourself. So here we go. That's where we can come in and make those available. If you try and sell the whole unit by itself, you'll be able to do it, but you're just not going to get as much money. You almost get double by parting them out like this. So what I had found was this pitcher with the lid and the blade for $4 at Savers. So I've already sold the lid and now the blade. Sold the lid for $30, right? So I'm already in the profit. This was going to be about $10 with plus shipping, right? So I think it was, let's see, probably $13.99 with free shipping, and then I'll be able to sell the pitcher for like $30 as well, right? So I'm going to get like $64 for this $4 purchase. There's definitely good money to be made in these ninjas. All right, item number 11. This one I think might actually be a BOLO for you guys. I try to stay away from using that term just because a lot of what people say, oh, this is a BOLO. It's like, well, when am I ever going to see that item? I'm not, like a lot of these items out there, you're like, you're never going to see that thing. It's a once in 5 years, once in 10 years item. Hey, it's really cool to see it. but a true BOLO in my mind is something to where you actually could find these, right? This is something that could turn up at a thrift store. This is something you might actually see at a garage sale, that kind of thing. But it was all 4 seasons of My Name is Earl. Even if you bought these, I think, separately and then put them together into a lot, you could do well. If you got them for like $2.99 each or something like that, right? $12 into $50 would still be a pretty good flip. I had got these at the same sale I got the Woody toy from. I think $1 each, right? So it was $4 into 50. Great flip, you guys. Just love doing this kind of stuff. And definitely, I think this one actually is a BOLO. So be on the lookout for this. All right, item number 12. This is vintage, like 1980 Darth Vader action figure case, right? So this was made by the old Kenner toy line when they were doing all those old figures back in the early 80s, late 70s. And I had bought this from a lady who had found her son's toy collection, basically. And she was looking everything up online, of course, and was selling things at way more than you want to spend at a garage sale. But she sold me some stuff that she really didn't understand what it was. So it was a bunch of paper ephemera, right? A bunch of old G.I. Joe card backs and Star Wars card backs and a bunch of that stuff for like $5. So I paid up a little bit for this case because she told me she wanted to get in touch with me about a bunch of other stuff she'd found. We didn't end up connecting on that, but she had a sale again like a week or two later, and I went back and I ended up picking up Rob from the Nintendo, and she actually gave me a really good deal on that. So like I was trying to establish a little bit of rapport with her, try and put a little money towards a future buy from her by spending this much, right? So I think I ended up spending $20 on this, and you can see I actually didn't make my money back. But overall, I spent $25 at the sale, and I'm going to make more. So if you look at it as the bundle price instead, you can get there, right? Resellers will always justify these big purchases sometimes and spending more on an item that we probably should. All right, item number 13. This wasn't a Ninja parted out thing, even though it is a Ninja thing. I think I actually got this at a Goodwill a while back. You're never gonna make a ton of money off of these things, but they do sell, right? I think I had this. I think I thought it would be worth about $7, so it was like $10.99 free shipping, something like that, and that's what it sold for. So super easy. I think I ended up picking it up for like $2.99, right? Not really the best flip or anything like that, but definitely something that people are looking for. So don't be on the lookout for this. Get it as part of the bundle with another Ninja like coffee maker or something like that. Then you'll probably do a little better than trying to pay thrift store prices, because I think they're gonna want like $5 for these things, which that's gonna be a little too high for this. All right, item number 14. You may have seen this in the last Saturday's video. American Girl doll. Amber and Natalie found this and were like, hey, should we get this? And I'm like, yes, I've seen this in other YouTubers and seen this in a lot of the different eBay and resellers groups on Facebook. American Girl dolls do have resale value. It was in good shape, they said. Like Natalie had a bunch of these when she was growing up, so she knew a lot about them. And the lady only wanted $5. So it was like, even if we were wrong, let's say you guys, like $5 into this, pretty good investment to find out a little bit more about it. And sure enough, listed it and it sold within a week. So great flip. All right, item number 15. I grew up with the original Transformers toy line and TV show back in the 80s. So I love Transformers. So I end up buying these little bags of them at Savers and other thrift stores. And most of the time, the ones that I was originally buying it for are just wrecked. They're missing arms, they're missing legs. Probably it was another toy collector or another reseller had donated all their junk, right, after they'd repaired one, something like that. Or they'd bought lots and they were busted. But I ended up collecting a bunch of these little guys that were in pretty good shape. So I was like, all right, let's make a lot out of them. I think there were 7 of them in this lot. And I was just like, let's go $35. Let's just, right, $5 each, something like that. And I figured I'd put best offer on and see if I ever got one. Never got one. This thing's been listed for at least 6 months. Never got a best offer on it. And then randomly it sold for full price one day. Yeah, no idea why sometimes that happens, but it totally does. I'll take it and run, right? All right, item number 16 this week. This one's going to be
Amber's Weird Sale of the Week.
We found this at Savers, and I was just like, it looked kind of cool. I think they wanted $9.99 for it, and it looked like there was a couple different colors that had sold for $39.99 or $40 free shipping, and I was like, that seems pretty reasonable. I'll put it up at that. I put best offer on, and I got a lot of really terrible offers, you guys, like super, super low. And then similar to the Transformers, like just randomly sold one day for full price. I'm not going to question it. I am happy to sell this, right? It was $10 in, turning it into basically $30 after shipping. Love it. All right, item number 17. This was, I think, the same day with Natalie, and we were out in one of the towns around here. They were going to garage sales, just kind of found a sign and went to it, and it was a charity one where they were like, we don't have prices on it. Pay what you think is fair. I think I threw $40 in the bowl, and we got a couple pairs of shoes, we got some books, and we got this blender, which I had looked up. And so I knew it was probably selling in the $50 to $60, $70 range, something like that. So I was like, I'm happy to donate a little bit of money to charity, and then, I'll be able to make my money back, and then we'll see how the shoes do. So, right, super easy. I ended up assigning from that $40, about $25 of it went towards this, right? So even then, $25 into $57.50 is going to be a pretty good flip. All right, one more item this week, you guys. This is number 18. This is a Brain Warp handheld game. If you guys don't know, this one you will find. I find them like 4 or 5 times a year, basically. They're definitely out there. They do tend to still have batteries in them, so be careful about that. As soon as you get them, open it up and get the batteries out. And if there's corrosion, clean that out as quick as you can. But it's a fun little game, and they end up selling usually within about 30 days, right? So that's about as often as they sell. If I list it, it's going to sell like about once a month. And don't be afraid to charge the $30 like I did for this. There's going to be some out there in the $20 to $25 range, even cheaper. I price them at $30, and they definitely sell. I think if you wanted to price them less than that, they'd sell a little faster, but they don't take up a lot of room. So for me, it's worth it to just put them up at 30 and just let it sit for that month. But all right, that is going to do it for this week's sales. If that was all you were here watching for, thank you for watching. I'm going to do a little recap like I mentioned. So I had thought I sold $620 worth of stuff this week. That's excluding fees, excluding shipping, right? So this is the actual sale price, and then shipping would have been more than that. And I originally had thought it was going to be $626. I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job valuing, right? I'm only $6 off. That's pretty cool. And then I was in the cost of goods sold this week was only $108. So like really nice, solid like ratio there, right? Like not messing anything up there, not putting too much into it. On top of that, we're going to see about $100 in fees. Let's see here. And we spent $5 hours sourcing last week. So probably about an hour at thrift stores and about 4 hours at a garage sales. And I only spent about 3 hours listing last week. So not as much as I wanted. You saw there was only 15 things that I listed. I bet it's about five items an hour with the way I work. It's kind of slow. And then we spent about 2 hours shipping. And I spent about 3 hours doing some research, right? After I bought a bunch of stuff, I have to sit down and do catalog of it and making sure I understand what the value is. So all in about 13 hours. So then if I take that $620 and I take out my cost of goods sold and I take out the fees and divide by that 13 hours, it's going to be about $33 an hour is what I'm paying myself in profit. So like pretty awesome week, honestly. My bottom line there is I want to be at about 30, trying to get as high as I can. I've gotten it up pretty high a couple times, but $30 is my baseline. So I'm right in the zone right now. This is 2 weeks in a row. I've been right there. So I'm going to try and see if I can't keep that up this week. It's going to be hard since Monday was a holiday, but you never really know. Well, that's going to do it for this week, you guys. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. And if you're interested in more content like this, feel free to subscribe. If you're not interested in subscribing, just want to watch, that is okay too. Happy to have you watching my channel. Thanks again to all the new subscribers. And once again, my name is Patrick, and thank you very much.